It's to help you. We're taxing you, milking you for your own benefit. It's for you that we do these things, really. Hi everyone, Squirrel Bait here, and welcome to Going Sideways, where I discuss current events that affect our preparedness and our freedoms. So, taxation, it turns out, is about milking the cows and a method for control. Yeah. Watch. Let's take a look at this. This is from foxbusiness.com. It is dated March 25th, 2019, and it is titled, Key Medical Groups Push for Tax on Soda, Sugary Drinks for the First Time. Well, this is nothing new, and we're going to talk about that, but it is new getting the medical system involved in this conversation. That is new. Let's take a look at a few things, shall we? And then see what conclusion you come up with as to what's going on. So it says here in a paper, the groups put forth a number of recommendations aimed at curbing the intake of sugar among children, including an excise tax, which would be imposed on manufacturers or distributors of a product and would likely increase the price of the product for the consumer. So, and we're going to talk about past ideas of the same, where they want to tax at the consumer level. You pay a sin tax, and we'll get into that in a moment. These folks say, well, let's tax at the manufacturer, at the distribution level. Okay. Now, of course, whenever you do that, businesses don't like that bottom line changing, do they? No. They don't like that profit margin changing, do they? No. So all you manage to do is get people's hours cut. That's all you manage to do. And maybe some folks will lose their job because they'll cut back to save money. That's what they do. Everyone knows this, except for the medical establishment, apparently. Anyway, this marks the first time the American Academy of Pediatrics has recommended taxes on sugary drinks. A recent study found that soda taxes might be an effective way to curb intake. Berkeley, California passed a tax in 2014. And 3 years afterwards, people reported drinking half as many servings of sugary drinks as reported by Reuters. During the same time frame, water consumption, also known as fluoride and who knows what else, jumped nearly 30%. Recents in nearby cities, on the other hand, maintained steady levels of sugary drink consumption. Other cities have implemented an excise tax on sugary drinks, including San Francisco, Philadelphia, and Seattle. The governor of Connecticut has proposed a statewide tax on sugary beverages. So let's go back in time a little bit. We're going to start with 2010, March 8th. I'm very familiar with New York. I used to live in New York, and we have what's called a sin tax. This is how they control your behavior. Sin tax. Now, there's other ways, by the way, to reduce sugar intake in children besides taxing. Okay, education, right? All these kids bouncing off the walls. Could it be the sugar? There's a lot of ways they can do that. So, yeah. All right. This is from Reuters. March 8th, 2010. New York governor defends soda tax. New York Governor David Paterson, who's the governor at the time, reiterated his position on Monday that a tax on sugary soft drinks is needed to curb obesity and recoup some of the billions of dollars a year spent on healthcare to treat people with diabetes and other diseases. In this week's radio address on Sunday, New York City Mayor Michael Bloomberg urged state legislators to levy a tax of 1 cent per ounce on sugary drinks. Patterson did not dismiss the idea of eventually imposing a tax on other obesity-linked foods such as hamburgers and chocolate bars. Oh, they're going to tax everything you do, huh? Oh, I remember saying that recently. It's for your good. It's to help you. We're taxing you, milking you for your own benefit. It's for you that we do these things, really. Oh, okay, we're going to talk about the milking here in a little bit. We're going to talk about it right now. This is from the New York Times. This is dated April 17th, 2010. And the title is, "For Cash-Strapped States, Sin is Sure Lucrative." And again, it's dated April 17th, 2010, New York Times. Governors and legislators in many cash-strapped states have decided that vice can be lucrative in the form of sin taxes. Again, from New York. You have to pay an additional tax on top of the sales tax when you buy cigarettes, alcohol, and various items. Yeah, because you're naughty. Texas, Georgia, and Pennsylvania have considered poll taxes for buyers of pornography and patrons of strip clubs and escort services. 7 states last year either enacted new taxes on alcohol or raised old ones, according to the Center on Budget and Policy Priorities. 22 states have increased their tobacco taxes. Proposals for soda and candy taxes are also percolating in places like New York, Colorado, and Washington State. Now, this is back in 2010, so they've been trying to do this for a while, haven't they? Yes. And so now they got the medical establishment on board here with the most recent one. Oh, okay. All right. And this one here is from 2014, and it is from USA Today, and it is titled, "Nation's First Soda Tax is Passed." And it says here in Berkeley, California. Berkeley, California became the first U.S. city to pass a law taxing sugary drinks, including sodas. So remember that one that I did recently, that video I did where I was talking about the, in Uganda, they're doing a trial on taxing the internet. It's like taxing free speech, right? Taxing the internet. And I can tell you, expect some additional ammo tax, the Second Amendment tax. We're going to call the first one the First Amendment tax. And then we're going to call the Second Amendment tax, right? They're going to end up taxing ammo and any other gun-related thing, again, for your own good, right? To help you make wiser decisions. I'm expecting them to tax vitamins and herbs. Why? To encourage you to use the medical system. I expect this. I absolutely expect this. They want us to use the medical system that they are literally forcing on us. So expect high taxes, very high taxes, coming down the pike one day on natural, herbal medicine and vitamins and things like that. There's that one about the driving. How many miles? You're taxed per mile. Remember that video I just did? Yeah, they're going to tax everything we do. For our own good. It's to help us. Oh, okay. And pay for things. Well, if they stop being irresponsible with the money, they wouldn't have to milk the cows so often, right? I remember when I lived in Michigan, there was this big mess. The state received money from tobacco companies to assist with medical bills for those affected cancer through smoking. And they diverted all of that money to other things. They didn't keep it in the account that it was supposed to stay in. They diverted it. They do this stuff all the time. And so they'll set up a program, a controlled program, use money from over here to pay for it, and then cry poor. So according to this stuff, practically, in their own words, this is about milking and control. In case you didn't know what taxes were about. Now you know. Thanks for watching. And as always, question everything and do your own research.